What's up, guys? So look, as I already told you, one of the biggest mistakes that I see independent artists make these days is that out the gate they're trying to come out with an album or an EP, at the early stages of their career when their fan base and demand is not very high, and they don't have $250,000 or even 100,000, or certainly not label budgets of $1 million or a couple million to market this album and to create enough awareness about it to really get a good ROI back on it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you guys, independent artists, are willing to spend $2,000 to $5,000, sometimes $10,000 to make an EP. You got now videos ready for all this type of stuff, and you're going to put it out, but you didn't think about the marketing budget. And then let's say, let's make these numbers simple. If you spend like $10,000 on the production, the packaging, basically creating the final album as a product with some videos behind it, whatever, and you don't have at least $90,000 behind it to market it, at least is going to be a waste, right? I'm telling you. Let me kind of explain to you. Let me actually get my eraser real quick, because I want to explain to you what major labels do, and you probably don't really peep this, but I'm going to kind of tell you how they look at the data, because everything they do is based off data, right? Let's take an artist like, Rihanna, for example, right? When they put out an album, now mind you, yes, Rihanna already has a massive fan base, right? And out the gate, they're going to probably pick one single and market it. But trust me, they've done some research. They put it in front of, study groups to figure out how they feel about the album pre-release, before it comes out. They give it to some critics, whatever. So they say, all right, we're going to pick one single to go out there with to market the rest of the album. Fine. They'll go with that one. But then watch what happens when they put out Rihanna's album and they put it on YouTube, right? And every song has an audio version or a lyric video behind it on YouTube, right? Or obviously it's on Spotify and all these streaming platforms. The label kind of sits back and they watch all the songs accumulate the data from her fan base to see how the engagement kind of happens. They look at the final numbers and see where the engagement is coming from, the demographics. Can they associate a song with a particular sponsorship, endorsement, whatever? And let's say, make this simple, they put out 10 songs. The first song gets 1.1 million streams and views cumulative across all these different platforms. The next one, just to make it simple, gets 200,000. Third one may have like 75,000. Number 4 is 3.8 million. Number 5 is whatever, another 750,000, right? You get the point. Then the label sits back and is like, yo, song number 4, this is like maybe 2 months after the album came out. Like, the data tells us, hands down, that this is the next single we're gonna come out with. So now they're willing to put another $1 million behind it as another single to market it and to get the album and everything else to the next level. You think I'm playing with these numbers, but major labels spend $500,000 to $1 million easy behind singles to get them to the next level, because they can milk it for $3 to $4 million on profit or revenue, right? So if you spend $1 million on marketing and you make 3 back, that's double your return on that. That's not bad at all, right? But they definitely do this, and this is how they determine what to put their money behind and how to get the brand and the attention of that album or their artist even to the next level. Another way to do it, let me give you an example. Blueface, for example, right? He's been signed to Cash Money West for almost a year now. And you notice that he put out single number 1, they put out a single. They put out another single number 2. Third song was out. Some of these songs he already may have had, right? But as his brand is growing and as Cash Money's putting money behind the marketing, they're analyzing the data. Again, they're looking at, what's going to be the strongest one. They may pick number 5. They may dump some extra money behind it to build his fan base even to the next level, right? To give him a huge demand. And then they put out an EP or album, a year later. Now he's about to come out, what is it, an EP or album? Finally, Cardi B did the same way as well. She had a bunch of singles out there. Then they put out an album after she had a number 1 song in the country on, Hot 100 charts. So this is no accident. Labels do it this way because it makes sense. And, they don't waste time or resources. Otherwise, they wouldn't be labels and they wouldn't be good at what they do. Obviously, there's plenty of labels out there that, don't know how to market at all properly. They go bankrupt all the time. You don't hear about that, but it happens. But anyways, what I'm trying to tell you is if you take the similar approach, you can get to this level as well. So instead of putting out an album, put out the number 1, consistency is key. And second, you do not want to have any gaps in marketing. So you put out the first single month 1, put a couple thousand or a couple $100, relatively low cost to get some data behind it. Month 2, song number 2 off the album. Month 3, you keep going. And you do this for 10 months, right? That's 10 songs. At the end of it, if you put an even amount of money behind marketing, you may see that number 7 is strong and number 3 is strong. So then you triple down, you make these your singles, and you ride them out to get your brand and everything to the next level. You can always repackage this thing afterwards or add some more songs to it and call it an EP, whatever, but this is the smart way to do it. This is how we do it with clients, but there's a lot more to it. There's pre-release strategies and then post-marketing strategies, right? So you got pre-marketing, post-marketing. We know how to get you on the editorial playlist from Spotify. We also have tools that basically call the bullshit of a lot of the playlists that are out there, because trust me, the playlist game is exploding. There's a lot of fake ones out there, a lot of fake streams, a lot of bots and all that. But anyways, the reason I'm saying that is because there's digital marketing agencies that can help you with this, but here's the thing that they may not do that we're doing. Because we're doing a lot of A/B testing and we're monitoring this data on a level where we're looking at it from a business aspect, not just numbers, likes, and views. We're also looking at the feasibility of these singles and what can you put behind it and combine it with like physical marketing strategies and other methods to get it to the next level. We're getting this data along the way. And on top of that, because we're so good at A/B testing and we have some proprietary tools to really narrow down the target audience that we need to go after for you, we are, for the same $10 that you would spend on your own or another agency may spend on your behalf, we're able to reach, let's make this simple, 2,000 targeted fans on your behalf, whereas you or the other marketing agency you're dealing with may only be able to reach like 500, maybe 1,000. So in other words, for every dollar that you spend with us on marketing, we're able to squeeze that dollar the most efficient way possible and make it, get the biggest bang for the buck, basically. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But look, guys, I hope this makes sense. If you got any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them if they're simple. If they're more complex, you can join my private Facebook group. I get into discussions like this all the time. I do, graphs, screenshots of things that's working for some of our clients, of course, as long as we don't have an NDA with them. But, you already know me. I'm happy to, share the wealth of information because I want you guys to be independent, because in 2019, you don't need a label to make it, but it's very difficult to make it independently. Don't get it wrong. You need to either work with a proper digital marketing agency like we are, or you need to learn it yourself. PR, which comes later. I'm gonna have another video on PR, physical marketing strategies, selling merchandise, getting email lists and all that type of stuff. You already know how we roll, but it's not easy. But if you do it strategically and if you do it right, and if you spend your hard-earned money with the right people and the right team, you can achieve success in a systematic way. How we do it, hit us up. Talk to you guys later. Peace.